Hello and welcome to another gaming review here on the YouTube channel for the Sanitarium.FM gaming radio station. I am the PredictedCyborg, and today I'll be looking at clicker game Tap Heroes by VaragtP. The game was released in June of last year and is simply an adventure game where you need to defeat enemy creatures standing in your way to progress further in the game. You do this by clicking upon the enemies to attack them with your god hand and clicking upon your main hero, the warrior character, to heal your party. You can also spend coins that you gain by defeating these creatures to upgrade the abilities of your heroes and also your own clicking god hand, as well as using the rarer blue gems that you find to gain other upgrades. At first that would be recruiting the other heroes, but then you can buy bonuses such as giving a selected hero a 25% boost to stats, or purchasing something like a familiar pet or an inn that will mean your heroes get a full HP restore between areas. There are 3 heroes in this game. You have the warrior, the main one, the mage, who is second to come in, and the rogue, who is the last one to come in, and who truthfully seems more like a archer ranger archetype class than a rogue, traditionally. The warrior is the one you start with, and is your frontline character, who will take the hits for you and will deal out melee damage. After the first boss, you will get the option to recruit the mage for a blue gem, and he will stand behind the warrior and will heal him periodically. After that, you'll get the option to recruit the rogue, if you've 2 blue gems to hand at that point, who will stand behind the mage and will shoot arrows that poison enemies and then will slow them down. Each one have a variety of their stats that can be improved, from the power of the warrior's swings and his defense, to the spell power and the speed of the mage's heals, to the potency of the rogue's poison and the length of the slowing effect on the arrow shot, and you use coins to do that, as well as the blue gems sometimes if you want to go for the 25% upgrade. As is standard for the upgrades, the prices do go up the more you do it, so you do need to watch your gold that you have to hand to make sure that you're not trying to spend more than you actually have. You also have some upgradable options for your own god hand, namely the attack power that you have, the level of heal that you can give out in a single click, and greater chance of getting a critical damage hit on an enemy. You can also later unlock some other temporary powers that you can activate for a short while after you purchase them with the blue gems. As a game, Tap Heroes is a very nice looking game. It's the familiar 2D pixel style that we've come to expect from little indie adventure games, set in a location that resembles a puppet theatre that uses little paper cutout figures on sticks. In fact, this is even emphasised when you actually take an enemy down and they go flying. You can see the stick that was holding them up as they fall. The levels you go through are set in places like a plains or a cave, which are actually standard locations for travelling through in an adventure game. But you do get a decent variety of creatures and monsters who will attack you, and this is good because you only really need to beat 10 creatures per level to get to the next one. So basically, you don't really have the chance to see that many repeats of the same monster over and over again, so you don't feel as if you're being rushed by just mobs of the same thing over and over, which is also kind of helped admittedly by the fact that you only ever have these monsters take you on one at a time instead of actually rushing you. You can choose not to advance forward though immediately and stay on a level a little bit longer just to grind a little bit more treasure from the oncoming monsters on a completed level, because the flow of monsters doesn't actually stop, and every now and then you will also get a treasure chest thrown in there. Mostly the red ones that will give you coins, but the blue ones do also pop up and they will give you blue gems. The game also plays very smoothly and responsively, although to be fair this is mainly because it's not a very big game to download and it doesn't actually require an awful lot of computer power to play. However, this is a clicker game, and that does mean it was designed to be more of a time fill than a complicated game. You click, you collect coins, you upgrade things or buy new things. Rinse and repeat. The game also keeps running when you exit, so that means even when you're not there, your heroes will be generating more coins. This means that while you might have had to be sparing with your upgrades when you first played, if you leave it long enough before you come back, you will come back to a stack of gold that you can use to push your stats extremely high and push through the levels, which kind of takes a little bit of the fun out of it. And speaking of taking the fun out of it, I must admit I did actually read a little review on Steam before I actually went to review this game. I mean, I probably shouldn't have, because it does tend to give you a bias on the game before you play it, but it did actually suggest that it was possible to get through the game just by level 5ing your heroes and then leaving it. So I decided to try this out when I actually played it on the live stream, setting every single upgradable stat of my heroes and the God Hand to level 5 and then leaving it. And for a while this did actually work. Made it up to a certain boss in the jungle, I think, just by having level 5, although when we came to the last boss of that level, he was pretty damn powerful, so I did have to sort of step in there, and eventually level 5 wasn't cutting it anymore, so I just went and upgraded everyone to level 10, and then we weren't really having that many problems anymore. Again, the next boss was also pretty damn powerful, so I had to step in, but other than that, I really didn't have to do an awful lot in this game. And I know that's kind of how clicker games are meant to be, getting it to a point where it can sort of self-generate the coins, but you know, this isn't really a game on mobile. I'm reviewing a PC version of a game, and while some people are into clicker games, if you're looking for something that's going to give you a strategic challenge or engage your brain in a thoroughly deep way, I'm not really sure this game is going to do it, but then I suppose you wouldn't really be looking at this genre of game anyway, really, if you were looking for that sort of gaming experience. Tap Heroes is also a mobile game, so some of these design choices make sense from a mobile game design. It's just not really brilliant for a PC game, although, as I say, this is not really a bad game. And if you like clicker games, then Tap Heroes is certainly going to be one you could look into. I mean, even if it's not the best PC game in the world, and it has some questionable or missing design things, it is very cheap to buy at £1.99 in the UK or $2.99 in the US. So really, it's not going to break the bank. You're not going to spend an awful lot for this game. However, it is also available on various mobile platforms, which it is a game more suited for. Playable while you're on a bus or out and about, and you can come back to every now and then to collect gold and upgrade your heroes. However, because this is a mobile game, and you can probably guess that blue gems and everything, yeah, in-app purchases do come with a mobile version, which obviously will dummy it out for the PC version. Tap Heroes is far from a bad game, it's just not exactly an engaging one for the PC, unfortunately. And so, that does it for this review. Thank you for tuning in. I am the PredictedCyborg, and this was a video review of clicker game Tap Heroes for the Sanitarium.FM. Remember, do stay tuned to this channel for more video reviews, and tune into our shows at the website for awesome music. I will see you next time. Goodbye.